Hi, this is MICORNUS, PHOKANE, the leader and the founder of the Young Men Empowerment Forum. We are continuing with the skills that will pay you forever. Skills that will pay you forever as a young man. And I'm emphasizing the fact that there are these skills that if you embark on them, they will pay you forever. And majority of the young men have actually failed to see success in their lives because they don't embark on skills that will pay them forever. Now, remember that it is very important that you look at the skills. They will help you. They will open up doors for you. They will make sure that you get right with whatever you do. And the first skill that I want us to touch today is ability to invest money on your own. Ability to invest the money on your own. And I want to just start by saying, as a young man, you would know the importance of money in your life. Money is a great resource, and majority of the people think that by having money, you will automatically be successful. But I want to emphasize today that money, when you're not knowing how to use it, it can be detrimental in your life. And that is why some of the people who got a lot of money but not knowing how to manage it have actually got into trouble, than when they didn't have money. Some people are actually engaged in wrong behaviors because of money sometimes, because they just don't know how to use money in their lives. But I want to advise you as a young man that money is a good thing and we all need money. And therefore, money is very important that you are able how to manage it, and you are able actually to manage it in a proper manner that will not destroy you. So how do you do that? Ability to invest money on your own is very, very important skill that will pay you forever. And majority of the people have come and held a lot of money in their hands, but yet thereafter, they will be in the program, I blew it. And they will say, I blew it because they didn't know how to invest money. It is therefore a skill to say, when I've got a lot of money, I don't just squander it. I don't just start finding what to buy and what not to buy. I don't just go around inviting a lot of friends, because if you realize that, you'll realize that a lot of money invite a lot of friends, but people that will not be there with you in dark days. And I'm sure you realize that when you had money, everybody was your friend. But immediately money goes away, nobody wants to be with you anymore. When it's dark days, you'll realize that friends are few in that regard. Now I want you to realize that as a young man, that it is very important to learn to invest money on your own. Money invested is very key because one, it will gain some interest, and number two also is it will actually be able to help you in rainy days as well. And some of you know we're just out of COVID now, where many people struggled a lot because even though they had a lot of money, but people couldn't invest in advance because they never knew dry days, they never knew rainy days. But COVID has exposed that there are rainy days in life. And those that are wise to invest, they are able to survive in times like those that we experience in COVID. And I want to urge you as a young man that please learn to invest money on your own. Because when you invest money, you will never regret. You will be able to actually reap the results of your money investment. Now, I want to emphasize the fact that investment is not only about keeping money in the bank, but its ability to invest money in different portfolios, sometimes in bonds, sometimes in unit trusts. Sometimes you invest money actually in property. Sometimes you invest money in different areas of your life. But money investment, when you have learned that, it will pay you forever as a young man. And I'm urging you as a young man that you learn how to invest money. It is very important because majority of us actually are suffering because when we had money, we never learned a skill of investing money. And as a result, then we suffer the consequences of having not invested money. Very, very important. The other skill that will pay you forever as a young man is the ability to do things irrespective of situations. Because sometimes we actually rely on environments. We rely on situations. We rely on the company of other people. There are some of the things that we'll do only when we are in the midst of people. There are some of the things that we do only when it is convenient to do so. There are some of the things that we do only because of seasons. And now it's warm, it's summer, then I'll do this. But when it's winter, then I stop doing some of the things. So I want to urge you as a young man that you learn to do things in night and in the day. You learn to do things when it's raining and when it's not raining. You learn to do things also when it's difficult and when it is smooth in your life. Learn to do things in season and out of season. It's very important because it is a skill that will help you as a young man. You don't rely on situations to inject some life in you and drive you into doing some certain things in your life. Do things anyway, the way you do them. Let's give an example. If you are to set up times of prayer as a young man and you invest your time in praying, please do it when it's raining and when it's not raining. Do it when it's cold and when it's hot. Do it actually in season and out of season as well. Because when you start to do that, you establish what we call consistency. And consistency is a principle that has made people successful in life. And I want to urge you as a young man to understand that the more consistent you are in other things, it builds a character in you. It helps you to stand firm. It helps you to be able to have a backbone to do things. Because you create a foundation of your own life when you are able to become consistent in doing things. But consistency is the ability to do things irrespective of situations. And I want to urge you as a young man to do that. If you are studying, study in season and out of season. Don't say because I'm tired and I'm feeling tired and I'm not going to study today. Don't say because my friends have invited me for a party, then I throw everything away. I'm going to a party. So when you start to live a life like that, you're going to live a life without backbone, and that life will actually complicate you in future in your life, because many people have been complicated by inability to make decisions because they make decisions only based on situations and don't do things based on situations. Another skill that is very important for you as a young man, which I want to just usher to you for you to realize that is very key and it will pay you forever, is ability to do what we call self-analysis. This is what we call introspection. This is what we call counting your own steps and looking at them and scrutinizing them in a way that you see what is right and what is wrong. And self-analysis goes also in what we call sort of your own life, sort analysis of your own life, whereby you actually analyze what we call strengths that you have. What are the strengths that you have as an individual? And analyze those, write them down as well. If you have written down the strengths that you have, look at the weaknesses as well and write them down, analyze them properly, because it's going to be very important when you've got those weaknesses to work on them. But also look at opportunities. Opportunities in life are actually going to help you to look at and say, okay, these are opportunities in life, and therefore I'm going to use them. I'm going to use those opportunities. I'm going to be able to do things according to these opportunities. So when you analyze your own life, you are actually looking at things like that. Look at where you've done mistakes and start working on correcting those mistakes. And look at how you do things and start scrutinizing and ask yourself, is it the right way of doing things? And analyze yourself and therefore be able to correct yourself where you need to correct yourself. Because you cannot go on and on doing things that are not appropriate. And there are people that make mistakes every day. People that live in their mistakes. But yet they blame people for not succeeding in their lives. It's purely because you're sitting on your mistakes and you don't want to correct them. There are people that are afraid to confront themselves. Now, self-analysis is ability to have a meeting with yourself and scrutinize the things that you do and be able to confront yourself. As they say, you are failing yourself here. Now, people that are not able to do self-analysis are those people that are forever blaming others about their mistakes. They blame others about their faults and what they've done wrong. They blame other people. And these are the people that are not able to self-scrutinize and self-analyze and be able to introspect and see the wrongs in them and accept and take responsibility. Because remember that you cannot take responsibility of something that you blame others until you start pointing a finger at yourself. That is what we call self-analysis. And you need to do that as a young man. That's a skill that you need. and that skill will pay you forever. I want to close today with this skill that is called ability to learn how to learn. Ability to learn how to learn. This is very important. Ability to learn how to learn. Because many times we are thinking that we are learning, but we don't even know how to learn. And that's the reason why when you're faced with pain that is teaching you something, you actually blame God, you blame situations, you blame people, and so on. You don't realize that some of the things that we learn out of pain. And therefore, learn to learn out of pain. Because if you are not having ability to learn how to learn, you're going to ignore the pains that are going through. Some of the mistakes that we go through are basically there for us to learn from. And the majority of the people that have done mistakes, but yet commit those mistakes again because they have not learned to learn. Very, very important. And I want to urge you to know as a young man that learning is not only books. Life teaches and situations teaches. Problems sometimes teach us, sometimes pain teach us, and we can learn from that. Particularly also, we can learn from other people as well. And I must urge you as a young man to understand that you can learn from virtually everybody. You can learn from the young and the old. You can learn from the people that may actually, when you look at them, undermine them. You may undermine them. But these are the people that you may learn from as well. Never undermine individuals, because you can actually shut down your own learning from shutting yourself out from other people. And I'm emphasizing this because it's very important. People that don't learn to learn, they don't learn from other people because they undermine some people because they think that they cannot learn from such people. And sometimes you undermine young people because you think that I'm old, I'm adult, and I cannot learn from young people. Sir, I want to urge you to understand this, that it's not a matter of age. We learn from anything. There are some situations that teach us, and even environments that teach us. So therefore, learn to learn in those environments. Because when you learn to learn, you would actually be putting up your tentacles all the time to be able to listen to others when they do. And when people do things, you'll actually be able to be observant as well. Because sometimes we learn from being observant on how people do things, on how things happen in life, and we learn out of those. So please learn to learn as a young man, and that will help you as a young man to succeed. And that skill will pay you forever. I want to end up here today, your host, MICORNUS, PHOKANE, the leader and the founder of Young Men Empowerment Forum. And I want to remind you of our Facebook page, MICORNUS, PHOKANE, and this Facebook page, Church Governance Solutions, Young Men Empowerment Forum. So please click likes on those Facebook pages, and make sure that you also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click notification buttons as well on all of those, and that will help you as a young man, and you'll be able actually to learn out of that, and your life shall never be the same. Allow me to check out right here and say join us tomorrow once more as we wrap up on this topic. May the good Lord bless you, and allow me to say cheers for now.